Today, the world's most powerful figures start wars from behind their desks, far away from the dangers they create. Where has all the courage gone? Meet King Abdullah I of Jordan, a true warrior king. In 1948, when the Arab-Israeli War broke out, King Abdullah didn't just sit in his palace and send others to die in his name. No, he led his men into battle, personally commanding Jordanian forces in some of the most intense fighting of the war. Born in 1882, Abdullah was destined for leadership. He was a key figure in the Arab revolt against the Ottoman Empire during World War I and became the ruler of Transjordan, now modern-day Jordan. But unlike today's political elites, Abdullah was more than a politician. He was a leader who believed that those who start wars should be willing to fight them. In 1948, just after the creation of the State of Israel, war erupted across the region. Arab nations, including Jordan, launched military campaigns. King Abdullah could have stayed behind, sending orders from the safety of his capital, but he didn't. He was there on the front lines, personally overseeing Jordanian forces, most notably during battles for control of Jerusalem. Under his leadership, Jordan's Arab Legion was one of the most effective Arab forces during the conflict. His troops captured the West Bank, including East Jerusalem, and he negotiated military strategies directly with his officers. Now think about the leaders we have today. How many of them would dare lead their troops into a war zone? How many of them would stand shoulder to shoulder with soldiers, sharing the same dangers? The answer is painfully clear: almost none. Today's leaders command from behind screens, far removed from the battlefield. They push buttons that launch drone strikes, make decisions that send thousands of young men and women into conflict, but they remain untouchable, shielded by walls of power and privilege. In the past, leaders like Alexander the Great, Napoleon, and even King Abdullah knew leadership meant sharing in the sacrifice. They were out there, risking their lives because to them, honor and responsibility mattered. Today, wars are waged by politicians who will never see the devastation their decisions cause. The world's most powerful leaders are often the farthest from the consequences of their actions, and while their people fight and die, they remain insulated from the horrors of war. King Abdullah's courage would eventually cost him his life. In 1951, he was assassinated while visiting Jerusalem, a city he had fought for just a few years earlier. But his legacy endures. He remains a symbol of what leadership should be: brave, committed, and willing to face the same dangers as the people he leads. So here's the question: what kind of leaders do we want? Those who send others into war while hiding behind power, or those who are willing to lead by example, even if it means risking their lives? Leaders like King Abdullah remind us that courage and honor in leadership are not just relics of the past. It's time we demand more from those in power, because if they are too afraid to fight the wars they start, why should anyone else? Like and subscribe for more stories of real leadership and untold history.